Yo, what's up everybody? And in today's video, I'm going to be going over every car that has a body kit and drive an empire for 2026. I believe there's over 30 cars with body kits, which is absolutely insane. All of these are going to be all the on-sale ones, and yeah, let's literally get straight to it. Alright, so here we are in the dealership. I believe it's been about like 10 months since I've done something like this, so let's go ahead and see. All you have to do is click sort and body customization, and we can see we have a total of how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. A total of 35 cars. Dang, that is insane. And honestly, bro, a good amount has changed. A good amount really hasn't changed. But yeah, let's literally speak all about it, all the cars that we have with body kits, and yeah, I'm gonna break all of them down. So starting out, we have the Koenigsegg jesko. Now I believe this one doesn't have like a crazy amount of stuff. I believe it just has like a little livery that you add on, which I guess is technically body customization. Okay, so if we click appearance and if we go over here to livery, literally this is the only thing that changes. So you either get this like little carbon fiber kind of thing, and what else does it change? I feel like it changes something else. No, that's literally it. Yeah, all it does is change. You have like these two little stripes, which looks very, very cool, or you could just make it stock. So that's literally it for the Koenigsegg jesko. Nothing really that crazy, honestly. All right, in the next car we have the Tanaka tote, and you can actually do a quite good amount of things to this car, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I don't know what's going on with the dealership right now, but we could see right here in body kits, look how much stuff you could do. We have a roll cage right here. Oh my, okay, it's not even working right now. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and have to spawn these cars myself, because I don't know what's going on with the dealer right now. Okay, so I don't know exactly why that's not working, but here we have the Tanaka tote. Let's go ahead and see. Look, we can already see I have a crazy spec on this. There's a bunch of things on here. Yo, what is actually going on? This is even, why is my car floating? Hold on, let me restart my game. I actually have no clue what's going on. Okay, I'm in a new server. Let's go ahead and hope that it actually works. I don't know what's been going on. Oh, today it's actually been cooked. Okay, I think it works now. There we go. I can actually see the body kit. So we can see there's an option for roll cage. Okay, don't mind my car just literally twerking right now. Anyways, we have body kits right here. Open canopy, enclosed cabin, apocalypse kit. That one's pretty sick. Then there's a little bit of a wide body you can add. I don't even have that on mine. I just realized. Wait, let me actually put that on. That's actually sick. And then we have some roof customization. You could add a little lip spoiler or a roof rack, as you guys could see. And then last thing is a light bar. So yeah, you can just make a huge light bar right here. And that's pretty much it for the Tanaka tote. Pretty peak, honestly. Moving on to the next car, we have the NASCAR Camaro. I think it's called the ZL1. Yeah, here it is. The NASCAR Camaro ZL1. Now, I actually don't know what body kits it exactly has, but let me go ahead and see. I guess the body kits would technically be deliveries. Yeah, so same thing literally as the jesko. I mean, you guys can see there's a bunch of liveries here. Raptor, I mean, yeah, they have a bunch of cool ones. You guys can literally just go check for yourselves and pick whichever one you like. But they have a bunch of different stuff. Look, they even have Amazon, which is pretty insane. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So yeah, I guess liveries for the NASCARs are technically a body kit or like a body part that can be customized, you know, body customization. So yeah, that's pretty cool, honestly. Moving on, we have the McLaren 675 LT Coupe. Okay, so let's go ahead and see this one. So I can kind of already see there's some carbon parts. Yeah, you guys can already see a little bit of what I can actually add. But let's go ahead and check everything that I can actually do. Okay, so if we go to appearance and we have stock options. Oh wait, we actually have a good amount of options. So we have different roofs, so you can go stock, carbon, body color, or carbon roof. Wait, that's actually sick. I actually kind of like the carbon. I'm low-key gonna install that right now. Yeah, that's actually sick. I'm gonna actually keep that on. And then we have bonnets, so you can either make it stock or carbon like I had it really right now. And then spoilers, you can either go just normal or carbon. So basically mostly just carbon. Yeah, you can see the fender vents. Wait, where even is this? Wait, the body colored? Wait, hold on, I gotta find what this actually changes. I don't know if I'm blind, but I don't really see anything changing much. I will be honest. Yeah, I don't really see anything changing, but it's supposed to change the fender vent. So I guess that's it right here, right? Yeah, and literally, I see nothing absolutely changing. So I don't know. It's supposed to change the vents, which is somewhere around here. Doesn't really do much, but yeah, those are all the options for the 675 LT Coupe. Moving on, we have the Nissan Skyline, the R33, I believe. Yes, the Nissan Skyline GT-R R33. We can already see I have this thing decked out, and this one has a lot of body kits. Okay, so here we are. We can see all the body kits that it has. It's absolutely insane, from roofs to side skirts. Literally so much stuff. I'm just gonna go through it. Here are the different roofs. I'm not gonna say the name of all of them because it is a lot to go over. I'm not gonna lie, but we could see. I'm just gonna go through everything. We have different side skirts, custom side skirt. I mean, it's insane the amount of options. I'm pretty sure I went over this in a separate video when the update came out, but bro, a bunch of options, bro. You can even change the engine strut bar. Look at that. That is insane. That is actually crazy. I mean, the attention to detail is just insane. You could have some different hoods if you want, whatever you want to go for. Maybe something a little bit more aggressive. Performance hood, track hood, a lot of cool options that you could go for. And then rear bumper, pretty sick, bro. I can't even lie. These are actually sick. Look how many options there is. Oh my god. Wait, that one's insane. You have a whole parachute on the back, bro. I guess if you want to drag race. Yeah, this one is aggressive. And then, yeah, the 400R rear bumper is the last one for that. Spoilers, here are some different spoilers. I'll just go through them quick. Some of these are like kind of like, you know, a low style, and a lot of these are more aggressive and like crazy tall. And yeah, we can see there is actually so many options. I believe this one in particular, like total, has around 100 plus, if I'm not mistaken, something like that, 100 plus. body kits like individually, it's pretty insane. Besides the GT-R, I think that this car has the most. I'm not gonna lie, this is like the second most car that has the most body kits, if that makes sense. I definitely just said that kind of confusing, but I hope you guys get what I mean. Okay, then roll cage, there it is. And then engine manifolds, which is, I believe, yeah, literally just changes this right here. Yeah, changes this. I mean, the attention to detail is insane. You can even change stuff inside the engine, which is pretty insane. And then intercooler just changes this right here. It's kind of crazy that you can even change the intercooler. And then we have exhaust, so you could do a stock exhaust, performance, catback, or titanium. I just have mine on titanium right now. And then moving on, we have front bumpers. Basically the same thing as the rear bumper. It's like a bunch of the same options, but we can see. You guys can kind of just go through these by yourself, but honestly, very, very cool. And then we have headlights, which don't really change too much. I mean, I guess it kind of does. Okay, this looks insane. Yeah, you could literally have drag headlights, LED headlights, looks completely different. So yeah, that's pretty sick. And then obviously, since we have headlights, we have tail lights. I'm pretty sure there's one that has a design. Yeah, look at this. The star. That's crazy. So you can even have like a star or a heart, which is pretty insane. And the last option, I believe, is mirrors. You can have an arrow mirror, stock, or custom mirror, whatever you decide. I like the stock ones the most. But yeah, the options are insane. We can see my car is totally decked out. I mean, bro, one of my favorite ones is definitely the misc, how it changes, like, hold on, like right here. This is one of my favorite ones that you could change this. Like, look, you literally change that right there on the back. Super, super sick. I believe this is the car with the second most options for body kits. Absolutely insane. And yeah, that is it for the R33 Skyline GT-R. Moving on, we have the McLaren P1. We have another McLaren. I mean, this thing just looks absolutely beautiful. And for body kits, I'm actually not sure it has really many. Okay, I guess exhaust. That's literally it. I guess gradients could count. So there's some gradients if you guys want. This is pretty insane. Dang, this used to be really expensive. It's only 60,000. That's pretty cheap. But yeah, I guess the only one technically will literally just be this. So you can either have it stock or black exhaust tip. I mean, I think black exhaust tip like matches way better. It's not really black. It's kind of like a more grayish, honestly. But yeah, that's literally the only option. Nothing too crazy. There's not like a bunch from McLaren. But hey, it is better than nothing, honestly. Moving on to the NASCAR, we have the NASCAR Camry right here. Now, I'm just going to go over basically just one NASCAR for all of them because they're basically all the same thing. It's liveries, right? They all have... Basically, they do have some different ones. Like, look at this. Roblox Japan. This is sick. They do have some different ones, but they're basically all the same. You guys can kind of just go check out for yourself. But all of them are liveries. I'm sure you guys are not super, super interested in seeing that. So we're just going to go ahead and skip that. But moving on, we have the Toyota Corolla AE86. So let me go ahead and see if I can find it. And here it is. And we do actually have some body kits for this. I believe one of them is mirrors. It's actually a good amount of options, so let's go ahead and see. All right, so if we go over here to customization and stock options, we have different roofs that you could choose. So we could see these as little stripes and then arrow roofs we could see. And then we have some different hoods. Dang, what the heck? I didn't even see that before. Well, it actually looks kind of insane. Trim hood, peak hood, vent hood, literally so much stuff. Spoilers, nothing too crazy. I don't really think it looks great with a spoiler in my opinion. Maybe just like a little one, which I have on right now, but it doesn't look insane. And then different mirrors, you can go stock, aero, carbon, slim, sport, base, whatever you want to go for. Nothing too shabby, nothing too much. I mean, this car doesn't really require too many body kits anyway, so yeah, absolute peak. I really, really like this one. Moving on, we have the McLaren 720S Coupe, and yeah, there's quite a bit of options for McLarens, as we can see. McLarens are going to pop out even more throughout the video, but yeah, let's go ahead and see how many options this has. I'm not gonna lie, I look, you kind of forget how many options. Wait, that's actually way more than I expected. Okay, so performance or luxury. Okay, so first thing this changes, as we can see, I don't even know why I opened the doors. This changes the seats, which is sick. So you can either go for luxury or performance. So whatever you want, something like more relaxed or like kind of a more performance sports kind of based thing. And then you can go for a carbon spoiler. In my opinion, on a lot of the McLarens, the carbon looks absolutely horrible. So, I mean, yeah, this just does not look good at all. But it is an option if you do want to go for it. And then we have a carbon pack, which I believe just adds carbon. So we can see right here, it's normal, right? So it adds carbon in like all the crevices. We could see like, look, this is normal. And then boom. That's kind of what it changes. Nothing too crazy. I do have it on because the carbon doesn't look that bad for one of the options. But everything else is pretty cooked. I'm not gonna lie, that wing, they definitely fits the carbon. And then you can go for a carbon hood, just like you can with a 675 LT. Not the biggest fan of it, but up to you. And then a carbon roof. So yeah, a lot of carbon, but that is all the options for the McLaren 720S Coupe. Moving on, we have a very, very interesting one, and we have the Devel Sixty. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know that this thing had body kits. Oh wait, yeah, I actually do remember. I don't even know what you could do to this car. I haven't not used this car in a minute. To be honest, I literally forgot we even had it in the game, but let's go ahead and see. So stock options. Oh my god, yo, this thing looks like it's straight out of GTA. Okay, so I guess you can have a custom top. It's not even called like a roof or anything. Dang, what the heck? So you can add a wheel on top of it if you wanted to. And then we have different trunks. Yo, what is that spoiler, bro? I mean, you guys could just look at it for yourselves. There is a crazy amount of different options that you could do. I don't even remember these if I'm being honest. It's actually insane. And then front bumpers. This actually has a really, really good amount. Look at this. So here are all the front bumpers that you guys can scroll through. You guys can just check it out for yourselves. There's an off-road. What does this look like? Dang, wait, that thing's actually mean. And then for the last one, It's different body. So what does this even do? Oh wait, it actually like changes the whole shape of the whole car. Wait, that's actually sick. There's a multi-flap side, smooth side, wheel cover side, off-road side. Oh my god, that's sick. That's like this little things for off-road. Wait, I'm actually gonna put that on my car. That's actually kind of peak. I actually like that. Dang, this is actually insane. But yeah, those are all the options for the Devel Sixty. Moving on, we have the TVR Cerbera, the 1999 TVR Cerbera. And for body kits on this car, we could see, oh my god, there's a bunch of options. I'm not gonna go through all of them because this will take a while, I'm not gonna lie. But I'll just talk over them and you guys can just kind of see for yourself. We have some different side skirts. It's very, very similar to the TVR Cerbera Speed 12, which I will be showcasing and showing a little bit later. And it's basically just the same thing as this car, but like more advanced and with a lot more things. But we could see they give you a lot of options. The TVRs definitely came with a lot of different, you know, body kits, which is insane. Rear bumpers, you can literally go for whatever you want. Spoilers, let's see these spoilers. I'm actually interested. What the heck? Trunk wing. Wait, what? Wait, it matches the same thing as my trunk? I literally have a random pink spoiler. What the heck? I didn't even know you could do that. That's actually kind of insane. And then we have some different tail lights, which I believe are right here in the back. So yeah, you can go for a bunch of different stuff. Look, this literally completely changes up the design, which is pretty insane. You have some different front bumpers, so you can go for something a little bit more classy or something more mean, whatever that you want to go for. What the heck? I don't know how I feel about these bumpers. I'm not the biggest fan of this car, if I'm being honest. I think the TVR Cerbera Speed 12 is way better, but I don't know. That's up to you guys for decide. But yeah, we have some different front bumpers there. And then moving on, we have wide body. Dang. Okay, the wheels look very weird. I think I definitely messed with the wheels. Wait, let me actually go ahead and check. Did I do something to the wheels? Because this does not look right. Wait, the camber. Wait, what about the camber? It has to be messed up, no? Wait, it's not. I don't know why, but the rims look really, really weird. I don't know. It just doesn't really look crazy with the body kit right now. I don't know why, but here are all the wide body options, I guess. But moving on, we have different roofs. So nothing too crazy, just stock or a roof vent or a roof duct, which you could do. I don't even know how you pronounce that, if I'm being honest. And then we have different headlights. Nothing too crazy. Dang, these are actually kind of fire. Edsel headlights, Camaro style headlights. That's actually a fire name. And then LM style headlights, which I have on right now. And then we have different hoods. Oh my god. Yo, there's so many options for this car. I can't even go over everything. But yeah, you guys can just see for yourselves. So many options. And lastly, we have different splitters, which are right here. Oh wait, this is in the front. Oh, that's sick. Wait, that makes it way better now. Okay. That makes the body kit way better for the front bumper. And yeah, that is literally it. So many options for the TVR Cerbera. Absolutely insane. But yeah, that's it for the 1999 TVR Cerbera. Moving on, we have yet another McLaren. We have the McLaren 600 LT Spyder. Look at this thing. Oh my god, this car is actually beautiful. Now, I believe this car doesn't have too many options. Yeah, literally just this or carbon hood, which you could do. Or you could go for roofs. Yeah. I mean, what does this even change? Oh, it just makes it colored. Wait, why don't I have my colored? I feel like color is low-key way better. Wait, yeah, I'm actually install this. I don't know why I haven't done this. This is way better. So yeah, you can literally just go for that. That's literally it. Nothing crazy. Those are all the options for the 600 LT. Next car that we have on the list is the Driving Empire Eggmobile. Now, I guess this is technically off-sale if you didn't get it from the event, but I mean, it was just in the dealership, so I'm going over everything that the dealership shows. Okay, I don't even remember. Yo, I don't even remember that this had this many. Okay, so you can change the front bumper. Kind of slightly changes it, as you guys can see. So that's stock and then front bumper option 1. And then we have some different side skirts, so it doesn't really change too much. There's not that many options, honestly. And then accessories, you can get a backwards hat. That's actually kind of sick. I'm low-key gonna install that, I'm not gonna lie. And then there's different exhausts. So this is option 1 or 2, which you can't even really see anything. Is it just invisible? Oh wait, it's coming out the side. Wait, that's sick. Okay, so you can literally do that. Okay, that's pretty actually funny. I actually like that. And then we have different roofs. So I guess you could slightly change the design if you wanted to. I like this one better. I think that actually matches way better. So I'm about to just go ahead and change it. And then rear bumper. Does it even change? I don't like how that really looks, honestly. That's supposed to be like an intercooler in the back or something. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I'm not gonna keep that on, but that is an option if you guys do want to do it. And then spoilers, okay, so you get like kind of like a heightened spoiler like this or a lower one. Honestly, I kind of like the lower one. It's kind of like more chill. And then body is literally just changes the design, basically. Yeah, it's a different livery, just changes the design. And that is all for the Easter egg mobile. Moving on, we have the TVR Cerbera Speed 12. And to my knowledge, this is probably the one that has the most body kits besides maybe the Nissan GT-R. I don't even know if I'm going to go over all of this. Actually, now that I look at it, I think that the TVR Cerbera, the normal one, might actually have more. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The TVR Cerbera Speed 12 doesn't have as many as I thought. Yeah, the GT-R is gonna be pretty insane. But yeah, we have some different front bumpers and then different side skirts. This is one of the sickest ones, bro. The decal, you guys can go through all of that and check for yourself. Doors, which is pretty crazy. I don't think any other cars actually has that. You could change the doors, so that's pretty unique. And then what does this even change? I honestly don't even know, if I'm being honest. But here we have some hoods. So we have production and then BFV, absolute peak, and then rear bumpers. Let's see. So we have stock. Then we have plain, and then we have production. So you can go for whichever one of those. I think the stock one, or which one do I have on right now? Wait, let me see. The one I have on right now, yeah, it's stock. I think stock looks the meanest and the most aggressive. Definitely worth it. And then we have some different spoilers. We have stock, we have printable ducktail, carbon, paintable, racing, more racing, and racing carbon ducktail. I don't really like the racing carbon ducktail, but that's up to you. And then finally, we have tail lights. So just some normal ones or the BFV. So yeah, pretty clean options. Not as much as the TVR Cerbera, but still a really, really good amount of options. And this car just looks insane in general. Moving on, we have the TVR Sagaris. So yeah, all of the TVRs I basically think in the game do have body kits, which is pretty cool that they did that. So for the TVR Sagaris, what do we have? Dang, this actually might have more. So we have some different side skirts as we could see. And then we have some different rear bumpers. What does this do? Okay, that is ugly. I don't know what's going on with that. I do not like that. I'm not gonna lie. And then we have some different spoilers. Carbon spoiler, carbon wing, high spoiler, lip spoiler. Quite a bit of options, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, pretty good, honestly. And then we have different tail lights. What does this do? Okay, this actually looks sick. I'm installing that. And then front bumpers. So what do we have? OEM, fog light. What the heck? I haven't even seen these, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I have not even seen this. Yo, that fog light one is insane. What the heck? So yeah, those are some different front bumpers you could do. And then just wide body options, of course. Side vents, wide body, or wheel arcs. Arcs? Is that how you say it? I don't even know. And then we have different roofs, so nothing too crazy. Most of these are just kind of like a roof scoop or like a carbon one. You can't really do too much to the roof. That's like not too insane. And then dang, what the? Some different headlights as we can see, LED headlights or custom headlights. And then finally, you have the different hoods. Yo, this is actually insane. Yo, you can see the engine. Oh my god, that is insane. Look at that. You can see the actual engine. I'm installing that on because that's insane. There's a plain hood, carbon hood, single vent. You guys could just look at all of these. And then finally the carbon center hood. Dang, that's a pretty good amount of options. I'm not gonna lie. They actually did cook. And yeah, there's all the options for the TVR Sagaris. Moving on, you guys are probably not surprised, but we have another McLaren, and that is the McLaren 7600 65 LT Coupe. Absolute crazy car. Look at this. I mean, we could already see some of the options. I mean, do I even really have to go over it? I mean, okay, let's go over it, but like, you guys can literally see it. It's basically the same as the 600 LT, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same. Wait, there's a roll cage for this. I actually did not know that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm finding new things out today. What the heck? Okay, so there's different seats. Okay, never mind. I'm tripping. This one has a lot more options than the 600 LT. So we could see there's different seat options. So you can literally get Senna seats or comfort or some P1 seats, which is pretty fire. You can go for a carbon spoiler. I did put the carbon on this. Doesn't look amazing, but like I just installed it anyways. You could actually put a roll cage. I'm just finding this out. I don't remember this being in the game, or maybe I just don't remember it. It's probably most likely that. So you could do either a stock or titanium exhaust. Pretty sick. You could do a roof scoop, which I think I do have on right now. Yeah, that's the roof scoop right there. And then finally you can go for a carbon hood, which I actually do have on this car. So actually a really, really good amount of options. That is really, really sick how it has a roll cage. That is insane. But yeah, actually really, really sick, and has some different gradients. A lot of these McLarens do have gradients also. So yeah, honestly, fire. Moving on, we probably have the biggest one, and is the 2011 Nissan GT-R. Now, I did a whole video on this, so I'm not sure if I'm going to go over every single part, because the amount of parts this has, yo, look how far I'm scrolling. This has a lot of parts, but I'll just talk over it. There's a lot of different side skirts. You can go for literally anything. You can go for some off-road builds. I'll probably put some pictures right up on the screen right now. But there's so many options. So there's some different hoods that you could do. It's literally insane, the amount of customization. If you guys want to see my whole video on this, I'll literally pop it up on the screen right now, or leave it down below in the description. Because I did go over this in detail, but I just kind of show it a little bit of the options you could do. But yeah, it's insane. I believe this car has over 210 body kits, which is absolutely insane. You can literally do anything. Like, yo, you can add a roll cage. Like, look at this, for example. You can add a roll cage, racing, full roll cage. What else can you do? You can do different rear bumpers, which is pretty insane. I think one of my favorites by far is, well, let me find one, because you can actually change the steering wheel, which is pretty sick. Yeah, right here. Yeah, this one is one of the best. I'm not gonna lie. This is actually sick. So you can even customize the steering wheel. There's a bunch of options. I'm not gonna go over all of this, I'm not gonna lie, but same thing, bro, as the TVRs, I believe. Or I'm pretty sure it was like the other Nissan, the R33. Yeah, you could change everything. Look at the amount of detail. Absolutely insane. I'll leave a video linked down below where I did like a full breakdown of all the body kits on this car. But yeah, it is actually insane how much body kits this car has. But moving on, since we already did the 600 LT Spyder, of course the 600 LT Coupe also has to have some body parts or stock options, whatever you want to call it. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be basically the exact same. Yeah, nothing too crazy. You can either do comfort or Senna seats, which is pretty sick. That's kind of a good option, I'm not going to lie. Or you can go for a different roof. You can color it. That carbon fiber looks horrible, I'm not going to lie. It just looks like straight gray, or of course you can do a carbon fiber hood. And that's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy, honestly. Next car which we have is actually pretty recent, and it's the Volkswagen Kaifer 1200. So we actually did get this with the Winterfest event that we got recently. So I guess it's technically still on sale, because at the time of this video post, Winterfest is still going on. So this technically does count. And for the body, yeah, nothing too crazy, but look at this. Yo, this is actually sick. Yo, so you could either get like a Santa hat, very Christmassy, very cool. And yeah, you can get this with, I think it's not that much. Wait, let me actually go ahead and check. This car is a grand total of how much? 10,000 cookies. That's literally nothing. That's absolutely nothing. One race, bro, and you're chilling. If you get one first place, you got this car, which is pretty cool, bro. I like the Christmassy vibe, I'm not gonna lie. Moving on, we have the 1996 Toyota Supra Turbo. Now, of course, this car has to have body kits. I mean, a Supra being added and not having body kits would just be diabolical, you know what I'm saying? And oh my god, this actually has a lot, dude. Y'all be forgetting how, like, some of these cars have so many body kits. It's actually insane. But yeah, we can see, look at all the different side skirts that we have here. Looks absolutely insane. We have some different exhaust, titanium, exhaust chrome. I have the street one on right now because I feel like the titanium doesn't look the best. It's a little bit too bright in my opinion. I don't know. But then we have some different rear bumpers. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know about that. That carbon does not match at all. They should have done a way better job with the carbon. But yeah, there's a bunch of options as we could see. I'm pretty sure I did a whole detailed video on this one also. Yeah, roof, edge roof, high aero, floor roof. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did do a whole detailed video, and if I did, I'll also leave that down below in the description if you're very interested in kind of finding out all the little details or what you could do to this car. It's pretty cheap though. I mean, you should be able to buy, I think it's 100k or less. So if anyone wants to buy this car and is really interested, or like a Fast and Furious fan, you definitely go ahead and buy this. I'll just show some of the coolest ones right now. Yeah, the hoods are insane, bro. Look at this. Yeah, the Vrott's hood. Yeah, as we can see, I have like the Paul Walker thing on right now, but raised Flott's hood. I mean, yeah, these are insane. These are absolutely crazy. Like, what the heck? What is that? Yeah, these are absolutely insane. So many options. I'll leave a video down below linked of all the things that you could actually do this car, but it's actually insane. So many options. Moving on to the next car, we have even more body kits on a McLaren, and it is the McLaren Artura. Okay, so for McLaren Artura, let's see what we actually have. Dang, we actually have probably the most out of any McLarens I've seen. Okay, so you could do club sports seats. That's actually pretty sick. Look at that. I actually like that way more than these. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually sick. I'm actually putting that on. What the heck? That's sick. And we have different exhausts. So you can do stock or stealth. So stealth is basically backs it out like the P1 actually. And then what does this do? Oh, wait, these are mirrors. Okay, I'm tripping. Yeah, these are mirrors. So you get to go stock or gloss black. I actually like the gloss black, so I'm gonna keep that on. And then roofs, nothing too crazy. Just go gloss black like the other McLarens. And then spoiler, you can actually kind of make it carbon. That doesn't really look amazing. Why is it just on two sides? But I mean, you could go for it if you really did like it. And then finally we have fender vents. So okay, yeah, this actually changes on this car. You either go gloss black or carbon, whichever one you want. I think the gloss black looks way better. I'm actually about to put that on right now. But yeah, pretty sick, honestly. And it actually has a good amount of options for a McLaren. So yeah, moving on, of course we have another Nissan. It is the Nissan 350Z. Now I guess this is technically off sale, but I'm just doing any car that I've seen on the dealership. I'm not gonna lie, because if I went over every car with body kits in the existence of Drive an Empire, this video would probably be 1 hour. These are just the ones that you can kind of see, and here are the only body kits. So it's either stock or the OEM body. So yeah, basically that's literally it. So these are all the options. So you can just go stock if you just want it nice and plain, or just make it look crazy. Spoiler, suspension, yo, we could see this intercooler is completely different. So up to you, but those are the only options. But pretty sick, bro. It's like a crazy change, honestly. Moving on, we have another Drive an Empire Winterfest car, and that is the Drive an Empire Winter Sled. And if we go to the body kit options of this car, we could see there's not that many. There's an Xmas tree, presents, house, bench, and big gift. So nothing too crazy, but you can choose whatever you want. Very Christmassy, very cool. Nothing too crazy though. And yeah, next we have the McLaren Senna, and yeah, this one is actually sick. There's actually a good amount of options that you could do. This is personally one of my favorite McLarens in the game, or just like ever made in general. And yeah, this one's sick. I'm actually surprised. This one does not have gradients, but obviously it has the McLaren paint, and we could see the stock options. We have interior carbon, so this one makes it really unique from other McLarens. Look at the carbon that you could do. So you could do gloss carbon, and it does it on the whole interior. Blue tinted carbon, red tinted, which is actually insane on the whole interior, and it looks honestly beautiful. And then for the interior trim, what does this change? Oh dang, what the, I didn't even notice this. So yeah, look how it changes this. This is actually pretty insane. And then we have some different spoilers. We have the body color center. I don't even know why I don't have this on. It's actually sick. And then finally we have exterior carbon options, which is pretty cool. It's basically the same as the interior, and look at that. So you can literally go for whatever you want. There's purple tinted, front VCF, or full VCF. This one is insane. It literally changes the car fully, which is pretty insane. And yeah, these are definitely one of my favorite stock options in the game. It's very, very unique. And yeah, overall, the Senna is a W. All right, moving on to the next car, we have the Ford GT. And I think it's a 2017 Ford GT, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go ahead and see. Let me check if this is the right one. And it is. We can see. So nothing crazy. It's kind of the same as the Jesko Attack, just kind of liveries. So yeah, you can either go for paint stripes or carbon series. Nothing too crazy. And for the next car, we have another McLaren. There's so many McLarens on this list. It's actually insane. We have the 2024 McLaren 750S Spyder. And if you go to appearance, and obviously this car has gradients, most cars that are 700 series are up, or like a P1 or a Senna obviously does have the options. And it's pretty much the same as all the other ones. Carbon rear bumper, nothing too crazy. Carbon does look horrible, I cannot lie. And then yeah, carbon spoiler, obviously exterior trim, which is really cool. You can make it either gloss black, which is pretty nice. So just stock, which I believe is, I don't even know what that is. Is that carbon fiber? It might be, I don't know, it kind of just looks, I don't really know, but you can go for gloss black or some different headlights. Wait, that's actually cool. Whoa, wait, body color headlights is sick. Wait, I'm actually gonna install that. That's actually sick, I can't even lie. And then finally, we have seats. We have comfort seats, racing seats, or lightweight carbon. So yeah, pretty good options. Nothing too crazy, very, very similar to all other ones. Moving on to the next car, we have another Driven Empire car, and it's called the Driven Empire Bunny car, which we also did get with the Easter event. I already showed you guys the other one earlier that was very, very colorful and all of that. And we could see, let's go over here to body kits. Dang, this one has a lot more. So these are all the different spoiler options that you could do. Yeah, this one's looking way more stacked. We have this mirror that kind of goes inside, which is definitely very interesting. We have some accessories, like, look, we can see right here, I have bunny ears on. You can add an exoskeleton roll cage. What the heck? I don't even know what I'm looking at, bro. This kind of looks insane. Okay, and then we have different exhausts. So this is the first exhaust option, so nothing too crazy. And then I think this one makes it come out the sides. It's kind of looks a little bit glitched, but yeah, I guess it makes it come out the side. I don't know why it looks like that. It might be a little bit glitched into whatever that is. Then there's some different decals. So you could add a little flame or a flame that's kind of like this, which is pretty sick. And then moving on, we have different headlights, whisker headlights. What the heck? Okay, that's interesting. And the last one is you either go stock or ultimate wide body. I feel like stock does not look as good, but ultimate wide body is way better in my opinion. But you can go for literally whatever. And yeah, moving on, we have a very, very famous car, and it's the GT3 RS. Here we see it, the Porsche 911 992 2023 GT2 RS. Now I believe this one doesn't have like really that many crazy options, so you can either have no side logo, so just like this, looks pretty plain, but it doesn't kind of give it more of a clean look if I'm being honest. So you can go stock or just give it no side logo, up to you. And then there's different headlights. So there's stock, LED black, or matrix design. Matrix design, by the way, in my opinion, is the most beautiful. Like, that looks insane. Like, this just makes it look kind of like, I don't know, kind of mid, but I don't know. That one, in my opinion, is definitely the best. And then we have different rear bumpers, so literally just no logo, basically. Yeah, no rear logo, which, what is that even? Hold on. Yeah, so you can either have it like this, or there's no GT3 RS logo. I don't know why you wouldn't want it, but that's up to you. And then there's stock mirrors, exterior color, and upper carbon trim mirrors, which is actually really, really nice. Moving on, we have an Audi R8 Spyder. Very, very cool car. We could see, we could drop the top. Okay, don't mind the spec. If you guys watch the video, you guys watch the video. If you guys watch the car spec video, you guys will understand. But hey, aside from this, bro, aside from this Spyder, you know, like from this convertible, absolutely crazy. Let's go ahead and check out the body kits. So for body kits on this car, I actually don't even remember. I think it's just seats. Is that it? Yeah, there's literally nothing like stock options. So just literally seats is all you could do. Ignore my spec. We don't talk about it. But seats is either stock. So wait, stock? Does it even change anything? Oh, barely. Look, we can see barely. Kind of makes it a little bit more racy. That's literally the only change. So literally nothing insane. I thought it'd be crazier than that. But yeah, I mean, at least you have that option if you really, really want it. Nothing too crazy, nothing insane, but yeah, you could just change the seats very, very slightly. Moving on, we have the McLaren Elva. Let me go ahead and find it. McLaren Elva. Dang, I actually forgot about this car. Now, this one isn't a car pack, so it's technically not on sale. I try to do mostly on sale cars, but yeah, I mean, this one isn't a car pack, but it just shows the dealership, so I'm going over it. And only thing you can do this car is obviously you can do gradients like the other ones, but it's just the windshield. So you can either have it on or off. I think the windshield actually doesn't look that bad, but I think it looks way better without the windshield. There's like mixed opinions about this, but that's literally all you can do this car. Nothing insane. You can have the windshield or you can't have the windshield. Whatever is up to you. And the very, very last car we have is the McLaren GT. And for the stock options on this car, we have nothing really crazy. Interior trim, very, very similar to the Senna. So, dang, wait, that's actually sick though. Full color interior, whoa. Wait, I didn't even know this. I'm actually finding out stuff. Like, I've done this videos before, but like, I don't think I really pay attention if I'm being honest. Or you could do the gloss black window trim, which I think looks a lot better. I'm actually going to put that on because that is very tacky, does not look good. And yeah, that is every body kit car in Driven Empire. as of right now, I think recording January 6th, 2026, starting the new year. If you get even more, I'm gonna be doing one like during the summer, but like these videos take a long time to do. But yeah, let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite body kit car in Driving Empire? Make sure that you guys please like and subscribe. Let's get to 22k. We're so close. If you get to 22k, bro, that would just be amazing. So please do that. And if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like. It does help me out a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Have a good one, everybody, and bye.